My name is Angela Ajala. I'm the Executive Director of Ladela Schools Abuja. And this is my second time in Finland. And I'm happy to be here. For this second trip, it's been a purely educational business trip. And the experience has been very enriching, very enlightening, and very transformational. It's given me an opportunity to see the areas of benchmarking the practices we do back in Nigeria and how the world is a global village now. And so because it's a global village where our children can be found anywhere in the world, studying, working, and all that, we need to know what are the best practices that, irrespective of which country you are in, you can fit in anywhere in the world. Finland is reputed to be one of the best in education. And so it's been a pleasure to visit the classes, to visit the schools, and to see firsthand how education is run differently from an African context. And so it's also been very educative, and the people have been very open enough to actually open up their systems to us, to share with us. And we've taken the best things we think can work in our context, because we are Africans, and we also have to look at the context of our values and of our race as African people. But we have seen where we can merge, we have seen where we can cooperate, we have seen what we can pick, and we have seen what is giving the Finnish education that edge globally that we can begin to also adapt. And one of the key takeaways from us has been the mindset of the teachers, the high trust the society has in a teacher. You know, there's a burden of trust and responsibility that's upon the teacher, which we don't have back home. And so seeing how that has been gotten, we are also looking at how our own teachers back home, you can completely trust them in the assignments you've given them, in the raising up of the children you've entrusted into their care, and knowing without looking back that they will do the right thing by every child. So building that culture is one major thing we're taking back with us. The learning culture, you can't talk about the learning culture without even talking about the environment. The environment itself is like it speaks to learning. The environment is deliberately, even the furnishing, even the space allocation, everything, you can see an intentional way to make the children comfortable. You can see an intention to make sure no child is left behind. There are little breakout sessions, things that will make learning easy for the children. They learn for like 45 minutes, they take a break of 5 minutes, they stretch, they have issues, there's a counselor on ground for any problem. Their subjects are taken in a very, so the environment itself encourages learning. And you can see that every child is carried along and no child is left behind. So that has been quite an eye-opening thing for us. One is that learning can be fun. There's a lot of fun, there's a lot of playfulness you will see, and yet deep learning is happening. Children are children. And so making children learn in the guise of playing, and yet deep things are being taught, major takeaway for us, because no child will want to miss school with that. That one's a good one. Secondly, the environment. Everywhere you go in all the schools we went to, you will see how even the work the children have done, their paintings, their handicraft, everything, are the ones decorating all the spaces, showcasing their work, making sure that the children are celebrated in little ways and all that. That was a major takeaway for us. Then a third takeaway was the relationship between teacher-student. It was so relaxed that, we were like, wow. our own culture of respect and elder and authority and all that, how are we going to bridge it to make sure that teachers have the kind of rapport that is non-threatening and that will make a child to learn well? Those three things were great takeaways for me.
I'm Dr. Lovelyn Njo, the proprietress of Gateway School, Enugu, Southeast Nigeria. Wow, it has really been awesome. I never envisaged this. Being in Finland for a few days has been so much of experience going around. Reaching Finland at least was coming. I had high expectation. Moving to the city, so exciting. The climax of it is a visit to schools. Having gone through the schools in Finland, from the basic, early childhood, basic and high school, I'm really impressed with the Finnish education. And I wish I would have a lot to change back home. I'm very, very impressed. So much difference. The gap is just there. But I believe we can always make a change for better. These are two, as I just said, they are two extreme. Finland has a very organized culture as it has to do with education and their system. I learned a lot both from the heads of schools, the teachers, the students, and the environment. Everywhere is just organized. Every child is being taken into consideration in the organization, in the preparation of the school environment, the learning environment. It's just too extreme. Their system is quite different from that of Nigeria. I was looking at seeing something similar, but it's not there. But that's what I said. We are there, and we've come to learn, understudy this Finnish system of education, and I believe we just need a little to take home. Gradually, we try to put in place. Most importantly is the parts that each of the principals of the schools we attended, that received us, always emphasize on the trust they have on their teachers in handling the affairs of the school. That trust really is missing somewhere. That's one thing that I'm taking back home. And then the students, the leadership skills being imbibed in them. Most of the schools, mostly the high schools and the middle schools we visited, there were students that took us around. The boldness, the preparedness of them learning. And they kept on emphasizing on their freedom and the friendship they have with their teachers, the school. I think Nigeria is missing that. We are autocratic teachers. We want children to do things the way we want it. In all, I really think the two educational systems aren't the same. Yep. My three takeaways. One, we have to develop a scheme for the teachers, that we train the teachers in such a way that we, the government and the private school proprietors will be, we have that trust in our teachers. Then the collaboration, we need to have that collaboration between the teachers and the students, give the students that opportunity to learn at their pace. And then the third one, no child should be left behind. Every child should be carried along in the learning process. That's my 3 takeaways. Thank you so very much.
My name is Chief Dr. Mrs. Justina Olomba Johnny Chukwu, and I am the Executive Director and founder of Dovland International Schools based in Abuja. Oh, it's been very wonderful, very rewarding, amazing. We've enjoyed going to different schools, both the middle schools, the high schools, and the preschools. It's been so mind-blowing how the Finnish education has really gone so wide apart from what we hear that takes place in other places. So it's been very impressive, and we have quite a lot of takeaways. Okay, the first one will be the vocational inclusion into the education, especially in the primary school and even in the high school. You know, being able to put this and allow the children to enjoy skills or acquiring skills even while in school is very key, because just being in school and without any skill, it's the thing that has made a lot of people backward. But what I have discovered here, the 1 or 2 schools that we went to, the way they incorporated skill acquisition and then also formed cooperative societies, meaning that they teach the children the real world even while they're in school. Then another takeaway there is how relaxed the Finnish education is. Actually, they allow, especially the preschool, they play a lot, they learn through play, meaning there's relaxation, you know. And when you allow children to move at their own pace, to see what is going on around them, to first of all internalize their environment and learn, then it makes it very easy for them and interesting for them to go to school. And the age appropriate placing in the classes is also another thing, that by the age of 7, that's when they're expected to actually start the real academic work in the school. And even at that, it's not something too heavy, and the timing of the day, the leisure they have with the timing, of course, you know, when we allow children to walk and play at this rate, it helps their brain, and even the retention is very high. Then the third one is the involvement of government in the education of their citizens. Is so amazing. They take ownership of it. And also they train their teachers. What I have heard here all the while has always been the trust. Now, government trusts the teachers to deliver concepts, to deliver standards, and that's because they are sure they have trained them. The least qualification expected of any teacher in Finland, from what I've heard, is master's degree. And of course, you must qualify as a teacher. They're so responsible, and nobody is checking them because they've imbibed the attitude of doing the right thing at the right time. And this means also, because they're highly qualified, they go back to give the students what they require to be independent as individuals. And one phrase again they keep saying is nobody left behind. And that's it. There's no dull moment. There's no person that you're going to look behind. even the low ability child, the middle ability child, the high flyer, they are all taken into consideration and given to learn at their own pace.
My name is Dr. Mrs. Oluwatoyin Margaret Adeonuigbe, from the southwestern part of Nigeria. I'm an educator, a school owner, and I run schools, from kindergarten through the nursery, primary, elementary, to the high school. My experience so far has been quite great. It has been so wonderful, and I'm here, to represent my school. The name of my school is Total Impact International School, and we are a school that always regarded as seeking for what is best in terms of quality education, and we have read about it that in Finland we have the best educational system, and that is why we are here, and to come and learn, to come and relearn, and to come and ascertain if what we've been doing are right or wrong. And it has been so wonderful. In these past few days, we've learned a lot. Is it in terms of entrepreneurial learning? Is it in terms of having an environment that speaks? Is it in terms of, student leadership roles? It has been awesome. We've learned quite a lot. I personally have learned a lot. Now I'm going to take all that I've learned back home, to impact it on my school. Okay, I can say my 3 takeaways, like I've said, include, how to go about entrepreneurial learning much better than before. Then how to enable the students to learn as well as play through learning. That is, not making only learning to be too cumbersome in a way, giving room for them to unwind, giving room for them to learn differently, and having break time, Also, I've been able to learn about their communal relationship, that is student-teacher relationship. It has been quite wonderful. Then the attitude generally, because above it all, they have the right attitude of trust. Teachers trusting the students, trusting the teachers, and vice versa. So in every cordial relationship, it is very important that the parties involved will trust each other, giving each other benefits of doubt. So I've been able to see all these things, and they are quite prime. If our relationship together, will continue, to thrive, even among our parents as well. So we are going to pass the message on. God helping us.
My name is Eze Ijoma. I reside at Abuja, precisely Jai district. I'm a school owner. The name of my school is Terijem Royal Excel Academy Jai, and we run preschool, primary and secondary school in Abuja Municipal. Pretty good. It's awesome, and I can really say that it's a trip that have exposed me, and I've learned a lot and I've seen a lot. things that will really help me in future, especially in educational aspect. Things we think that we are doing right, that we can see that that is not the only option. As a Nigerian, there are things we are doing that, as I've said earlier, that we need to unlearn and relearn new things. And as a private school, there are so many challenges that is weighing us down, but I believe seeing all these things, we are not going to pocket it. We are going to really go back, put our eyes on the things and put our mind in retrospect and begin to see how to bring this thing to bear in our own context, bearing in mind Nigeria diversity. There are many cultures in Nigeria and values that we have to take note of. By bringing things we have seen here, blending them with Nigeria context, I think we can go a long way in our educational sector. The relationship between the teacher, the principal, and the students, and also the entrepreneurship, hands-on things, materials, and children learn by play. And you think that they are playing. We confound our children over there. They don't touch sand, they don't go out, they don't allow breeze. But here we can see that children play and they learn. And also I can see the independence. The children eat. People, I went to one of the schools. I was asking them, are there children here? In Nigeria, they make a lot of noise. They jump up and down. But here, you can see that everybody know, every child, students know when they're supposed to go to class, when they're supposed to eat, when they're supposed to go out and relax. In fact, I can see that things are really organized. We can see the relationship. We can see the timetable and everything. You can see the involvement of the students in the workforce, and also they took us round. In Nigeria, it can't be. You can't bring any child out to go out to see people that come to visit them. But here we can see the leadership quality. They involve the children, they engage the children to be the ones to speak for the school. I think it's really something that we need to take home.
So my name is AfriProEdu. I'm a school owner. I'm also an executive life coach. I run a school in Abuja, Nigeria. It's called the Archersfield Adolescent Montessori. We're actually the very first adolescent Montessori program in Nigeria. And we run a program that educates the whole child. So it's not just for academic purposes. So we focus on skills, life skills, personal skills, interpersonal skills. And we focus on helping the individual understand who they are. Right, so we're preparing our learners for adulthood, not just giving them academics and knowledge. So we call it the 360-degree education. That's what we do. Right, so my experience has been amazing. For me personally, it's been quite validating because I've seen that a lot of what we do back home at Archersfield, I've seen bits and pieces of that. Particularly in the school, like in Moramen, it was fantastic. So I'm a certified career consultant. So part of what we do in our school is ensure that each child has an assessment, right, with the career consultant, ensuring that they're going the right path for themselves. So seeing it here and seeing it on a large scale here has been really amazing. I've seen a high level of trust. I think that is something that comes out in pretty much everywhere we go. So from a societal perspective, trust is a big one, right? So yeah, it's been really good. I think it's a recommendation. I recommend anyone to come here to learn about the educational system because there's a lot to learn and there's a lot that we can transplant really in our own environment for the betterment of our young people. Yeah, so it's been really great. So my biggest takeaway is that learning should be learner-centered. It's very clear that everything that is done with the interest of the learners at heart. ensuring that they actually get the best of what is available. That's one. Secondly, there needs to be a pipeline approach. Clearly, the environment here is clear on what they want to produce, is clear on what the larger society needs. And that is kind of like done in a backward integration way into the schools. So the schools are actually producing what the environment, the society actually needs. And the third thing I've seen, and that's maybe not so much from the education, but just from the entire community, there's a strong desire for everyone to be better, for there to be like an equal playing field, for there to be opportunities for everybody. So I feel like in any society that wishes to do well, you must have that mindset of providing a level playing field, providing opportunities for everyone so that really no one is left behind. I think that's the mantra that we're told, no one is left behind. For a society to progress, you must have that mindset of no one should be left behind. So those are my 3 big takeaways from this trip to Finland.
I'm Temitope Titileyo Adebimpe. I'm the school director, Pearls Garden School, which is a K-12 school, kindergarten to year 12 school, based in Lagos, Nigeria. Well, being in Finland is quite enlightening. Finland education is not something that is that's hidden or is secret. It's always been there that Finland has the best education system. Now coming to Finland and visiting, meeting the people, seeing the environment, and more importantly, going to the schools to see the school environment, to meet the teachers and have a conversation with them has really been awesome. They do a number of great things in the education system. The things that we actually do in Nigeria are not so far away from what they do, but I think they do this on a bigger scale, on a more intentional scale, and I'm super excited that I'm actually here because, you know, they say the world it's a global village, and there's nothing truer than that at this point in time, because you have various people living in different continents and then working in another continent virtually. So it has become very, very important that we create a sort of a level playing field for our children. Whatever it is that is obtainable in Europe, in Asia, in Africa, should be the same. We need to ensure that we future-proof our children so that they have the same opportunities. So coming to Finland and learning about a system of education and a number of improvements and upgrades we can do in our own is actually very awesome. I'm super excited. It's a very beautiful system. The facilities in the schools, they're mind-blowing. I love it. So I'm happy I came here. Yes, 3 takeaways that I'll definitely take from the Finnish system is, 1 is the no child left behind and the team spirit that they build in these children. Visiting the schools, I saw a number of children, no matter the age level, teamwork, group work, and the pervasiveness of the children's work in the school environment is something else. You're seeing artwork here, and there, and it's all the children work. So it's super learner-centered, which I truly, truly love about it. Then I love the fact that they entrust a lot in their teachers' hands. I would really love to take that back home to tell my teachers that you are directors of your environment. What are the things that you would love to see in your children? Those are the same things that you should be ready to transit to these children in your environment. So the trust system, the no one left behind, and the fact that every mistake is a gift. You know, you don't have to reprimand children. You don't have to surprise them. Let them be free. Let them make the mistakes. Let them learn from their mistakes. And then let them have a lot of outdoor times, a lot of activities in the school system. This is something I love. And this is definitely, I'm taking it away from here.